This week on CTV, we will be taking a look at the President's address from the Oval this afternoon.
After, we will go in-depth on the ASCSU meeting that took place last night regarding the recent acts of racism at CSU.
Following that story, we will also take a look into how students are responding to these incidents. Good evening, everyone. I'm Lauren Orcutt.
And I'm Bella Roberts.
This week has been a really hard week for students and faculty with the aftermath of the blackface photo. Today at the fall address, students were silently protesting with the same goal in mind, to get their voices heard.
I am deeply sorry for all the ways we have failed you. I know that you are angry, you are frustrated, you are sad, and most of all, you are tired.
It wasn't the way Colorado State University President Joyce McConnell probably envisioned her first fall address on the Oval. A student protest against a recent blackface incident on campus.
However, I want to pause here to make clear the burden should not be on our students. The burden is on us.
But students thought this was the best opportunity to let McConnell and the rest of the university know things must change.
Keep coming back to is it's really about intent versus impact, and for me it doesn't matter what your intent is, because if you keep focusing on your intent, you're not actually paying attention to the impact that you have, and if you're not paying attention to that impact, then you're never going to make that change that you need to.
I'm not an email. I'm not just an email letting people know about bias-related incidents. I'm a person who is genuinely fatigued and going through emotional and health issues because of this.
President McConnell has been on the job for 81 days, and she has seen the best and the worst of what can happen on this college campus. But students and others are determined to mark this day by stating that the campus and community will prevail.
Because we're only such a small population. It's their time to shine and rise to the occasion. We're sick of this.
As for the students, today their voices are heard, and they say they aren't going away.
I think just really that where we are right now, CSU has no choice but to continue working, and that we're not going to let them slide by this, and they know that. The people who I know and have talked to, they know that. And I'm a fourth year, I'm not going anywhere, I still have 2.5 years, and so if they think that this is just going to end because a bunch of us are going to graduate, it's a community, it's going to go on until we see the changes that we need.
For more information regarding the protest, as well as an exclusive, unedited interview from some of the people leading the protest, make sure to follow us on Twitter at CTV11.
"I am not proud to be a CSU Ram" was a quote heard many times last night.
CSU students, community members, and Colorado residents came together last night at the ASCSU Senate session to voice their concerns regarding the recent blackface photo and racism on CSU's campus.
When I saw that horrifying picture of all those people in blackface, I sat in my room and I cried, because for the life of me, I couldn't figure out why the color of my skin and why my history has always been so funny.
2 resolutions were passed, condemning the act of hate speech on the Colorado State University campus and accountability for hate speech against students. Each resolution will be moved to CSU administration for further discussion.
Circumstances, but here we are. On September 8th, barely into the school year, a group of first-year students thought it was lighthearted fun and appropriate to post a photo of them with charcoal face masks on, referencing the Black Panther movie as a joke.
The Black Student Alliance, Black Lives Matter, University of Northern Colorado, CSU Pueblo, Fort Collins School District members, Denver School District members, Fort Collins community members, CSU faculty, staff, and students, and CSU President Joyce McConnell were all in attendance at last night's event.
I'm proud of everyone in this room, whether you have allowed your voices to be heard or not. You are standing in this room.
Many speakers made statements similar to, "I am not proud to be a CSU Ram," and "This is not the first form of racism I've experienced on this campus."
All y'all here now, tomorrow, forever. We here.
For more information on these resolutions, you can visit ascsu.colostate.edu.
And over the past couple of days, I have met with students and they have opened up to me to tell me about their experience. Over the last week, students have told us about their experiences here at CSU. This is their story. This is their time to tell us about the anger, the disappointment, and the fear they have felt.
I felt really distraught afterwards just because it's my 4th year and things like that start to continue to happen.
Honestly, not too much on this campus surprises me anymore in terms of racism.
Shocked, to be honest. I was like, oh my goodness, are you serious?
I wouldn't say I could genuinely find words to describe it. It was one of those things where I was like, well, we're here again.
Action, of course, how can we be so ignorant?
Have the same shock factor anymore, like it doesn't hurt as much, and becoming desensitized to that really kind of just takes a toll.
I guess sometimes it takes me a little bit to get angry about it, but as I let it just settle in, or as it settled in my thoughts or something, I got really upset. I got really mad because it's very deliberate, and I guess the way that students and people go about scapegoating their actions.
Time to get some change because we've been fighting for this for too long.
As Janae was saying earlier, if I have to make the decision every morning to be who I am or to go and get my education, who is that fair to?
We're not asking for punishment, we're just asking for acknowledgement and reform.
And for them to claim that it was just a mistake, just a simple mistake, it's not. And we know it's not. They knew what they were doing.
The initial response from the first email was terrible. I think that it discredited every single person's experience.
And then the university wants to be as impartial as possible in order to maintain an influx of dollar bills or whatever. And they give other people a platform, and that hurts. That's really disgusting.
That's embarrassing. You have people from all over the state last night coming up to show their support and stand in solidarity with us. That's embarrassing. You have people across the entire country who know what's going on this campus.
I care about authenticity. And maybe it takes me sitting down in a room with Joyce McConnell and looking her in the eye and feeling that authenticity, but I haven't felt that yet.
What kind of message are they sending to students? What kind of message are they sending to the people that make this university what it is?
To fellow students that we should keep going. We have a long road ahead of us. This is not something that's going to be done overnight. This is going to take many months, many times of planning, many meetings, many conversations, many different interactions, whether that's challenging or whether that's being confronted by somebody that we don't like. But just know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and we have to keep going to see our success.
This weekend, CTV will be airing an uncut compilation of all the interviews with students that have taken place throughout the week. Be sure to follow CTV on YouTube for more events from this past week as well.
On Wednesday night, CSU students were notified via email from University President about another incident involving disturbing symbols drawn on campus. This time, a swastika was said to have been drawn near a community coordinator's apartment of the Lodgepool building in CSU's Aggie Village. Given the recent blackface incident at our university and reports of anti-Semitic behavior on the rise across the U.S., we are deeply disturbed by this latest report, CSU President Joyce McConnell said in her email. University Housing hosted a roundtable on Wednesday to discuss racism, bias, and free speech at the university. Aggie Village will be scheduling one in the coming week. We will have more on this story as it develops. Tune into CTV News for all the information.
Since learning of the first vaping-related illness a month ago, the state of Colorado has confirmed more than 6 cases and 2 on Wednesday. Officials say 4 of the cases resulted in hospitalization and resulted from vaping marijuana, nicotine, and a combination of both. Health officials are urging people to stop vaping until they can figure out more information on why people are getting sick. Over 500 people have gotten sick across 38 states, with 7 deaths.
The city of Fort Collins has announced plans to open homeless overflow shelters this November to provide more space for the homeless battling the cold. The shelter will be located at the Community of Christ Church at 220 Oak Street. The plan will be for the church to act as an extra space for women, opening up more room for men at the 2 existing shelters. Social sustainability expert from the city, Sue Bergfest, told the Coloradoan the city will implement the same plan this year that worked well last year. Shelters last year remained open from the beginning of November until the end of April.
The local music venue, the Downtown Artery, will be closing their downstairs cafe and music hall. The company announced this in an article appearing in Salt magazine. The Artery moved into the 252 Linden Street space in 2013 and expanded to the downstairs area in 2015. Although the venue was popular among Fort Collins residents, downstairs manager Mike Adams told the Collegian that the space was not financially viable for a long time. The final show at the Artery will take place on October 19th, performed by Brick and Mortar as part of their What Matters Most tour.
The Larimer County Sheriff's Office announced today the McNave Fire, 35 miles northwest of Fort Collins, has been contained. The fire, 542-acre flames, burned since 11:45 on Sunday morning, causing the evacuations of the Glacier View Meadows neighborhood. The Sheriff's Office told the Coloradoan the fire burned grass, timber, and brush, mainly in the area.
You know, Bella, with this fire and the Horsetooth fire last week, I bet a lot of people are just ready for the snow.
I agree. I am also ready for the snow, Lauren.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's all the time we have for you. For news, stay tuned with James with weather.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Interesting. Welcome back, everybody. I'm here to give you your weather update, but as you can see, I have a video going on behind me. So with this video, as you can see today on campus, it was very beautiful out today. There's still some bees floating around with some flowers, showing that, you know, summer's not quite gone just yet. You still got some wildlife digging around for some food, playing around with the trees. And in all honesty, it doesn't look like fall's coming anytime soon. It's absolutely beautiful outside, not a cloud in the sky, and still plenty of people out on campus, even during the down times. Currently, it is 76 degrees, with a wind of about 10 miles per hour coming out of the south-southeast. It is a little cloudy out there, so nothing too bad to worry about. For tonight's lows, you can see that it is going to be 57 degrees in Denver. You got 48 in Fort Collins, 39 in Sterling, 31 in Craig, 32 in Vail. You can see in the mountains it is starting to get below freezing, which means up in, at least in higher elevations, it is starting to be more about the season that some people are ready to see. When it comes to tomorrow's highs, we still have some pretty high temperatures. You have 83 in Fort Collins, 89 in Sterling, only 60 in Telluride, but all the way down in Pueblo and Lamar, you have 90 degrees. For the 5-day forecast, as you can see on Friday, as we have said, it is 83 degrees with a low of 47. Saturday, 75, Sunday, 78, and then back into the 80s and high 70s for Monday and Tuesday. For your game, coming up on Saturday against Toledo, which starts at 8:15. We're going to start tailgate around 4:15. It's a little late for some people, but to me, that seems like the time the party starts. It's going to start at about 75 degrees. Well, around the time the tailgates start, by the time gates open, temperatures are going to start dropping. You're at about 70, kickoff, 65, halftime, 56, and by the end of the game, it is going to be 50 degrees, so it is going to be a little chilly. Be sure to bring some kind of windbreaker. Corey, with Colin Hill being injured, what do you think the Rams are going to do going forward?
Well, first I want to say you just did a great job in your entertainment part of the show. I think that was phenomenal. And with Colin Hill out, it's an emotional kind of hit as well as just like a physical hit, because you have your captain who's been on the bench last year with KJ, and everyone was kind of saying that this was his year, and he showed up really well against Western Illinois, and now he's on his third ACL tear on the same knee, his left knee. So with that, Patrick O'Brien's going to have to kind of build up a team that kind of lost their emotional and like on-field leader. So it's going to be tough. I think Toledo's a good team to do it against, though. So we'll just have to see it on Saturday night, because it is a late game.
It is a late game. Thank you for...
No, you're good. I think that's just the way it's going to be. I'm just glad that we'll be able to enjoy the cool weather versus this blistering hot that's kind of coming around.
I agree. Stay tuned for more sports with Corey.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Howdy Rams, and welcome to the third episode of Corey's Countdown, where I, Corey Odom, walk you through 3 top stories in CSU sports, 2 people to look out for this Saturday versus Toledo, and 1 minute of absolute mayhem. So let's start the countdown with 3. The CSU Rams volleyball team is killing it right now. They have won their last 6 matches, 3 of which were against ranked opponents. Their hard work was rewarded this week when they received the national ranking of number 22. CSU played last night in a sweep the UNC Bears. The first set was kept pretty close, where the Rams won 25-20. The games were so close because the Bears had a quicker offense than the Rams have seen all year. But after some adjustments by Coach Tom Hilbert, there was no turning back, as they won 25-14 and 15 respectively. They have a game versus a much tougher Cal Poly right now, where the score is currently 19-10, and it's all due to the best opposite hitter in the nation, according to Hilbert, for Cal Poly. So we'll have to see if they can kind of keep that lead going as the game continues. And don't go away, though, because they also have Oregon State tomorrow as well. CSU men's golf team had their Rams Invitational this week, where they were trying to defend the home field and win for a 6th consecutive year. Do you think they actually lost? Forget about it. Of course they won, in an impressive fashion, no less, posting a 9-under, 831 group score, the only team at the Invitational to post a number in the red. They accomplished this feat without Colin Plauscha, who was unable to finish the 3rd round with a shoulder injury. Plauscha should have some time to recover, as their next tournament isn't until October 7th in Alabama. While some will be charging Area 51 this weekend, the CSU women's tennis will be charging the Cowgirls of Wyoming at the Wyoming Invitational. The Rams are coming off an expectantly average start at the Bedford Cup in Air Force last weekend. Emily Luchwager was the real shining star for the Rams, winning all 3 of her solo matches. Luchwager and her doubles partner Priscilla Palermo will be facing Anna Fernandez and Ana Rolo, the championship doubles team for Wyoming. Now it's time for part 2. After a tough loss both physically and mentally against the Arkansas Razorbacks, the CSU football team is back home to face Toledo this Saturday. While all eyes will be on CSU quarterback Patrick O'Brien, don't forget about the Toledo quarterback, Mitchell Guadani. Guadani, who can really extend plays with his legs and has been shown to be fairly accurate in the pocket, is a real playmaker for the Toledo team. Last week versus Murray State, he threw for 266 yards with 3 touchdowns and a 72% completion rate. As you can see, the Rockets really like to run that kind of option style. And if that doesn't work, if the running back isn't a threat too. So Bryant Koback, the Toledo running back, has to work as the opposite for Guadani. When the defense covers one, the other is often free to run the field. Koback this season has run for 73 and 62 yards with a touchdown in both games. Keep an eye on him because if the Rams do a good job of shutting down the quarterback keeps, then the running play by Koback really might take off. Number 1. Now it's time for number 1. That's 1 Minute of Mayhem, where I will do my best to be both funny and insightful as I read questions for the first time. Questions brought in by people like you. I will have 1 minute to try to answer 15 questions, so let's get started. All right, number 1, how many touchdowns will Antonio Brown have in the season? That's so general. I don't know, 25. Next question. Is Joe Flacco elite? Of course, he's a dragon. He's got all it takes to be a Super Bowl MVP. Next question. Will the Mets make playoff? If I wish upon a star with all my heart and all my heart, they will. Next question. How do you fix the Colorado Rockies? I'm going to start with a pitching coach because it seems like that has to be the easiest and cheapest solution because pitching is really where they struggle. Next question. Who's winning the MLB MVP? It's so tough because Yelich is injured and Trout got injured too, so we'll just go with Bellinger. It's probably the easiest answer. Next question. Should NHL teams have be in cities where it snows? Yeah, that makes sense to me. It's a winter sport. I like snow. Next question. College football or NFL? They're so different, right? Because one of them you can really tell like the heart and the passion, and the other one you can tell the money. Next question. Gardner Minshew or Daniel Jones? Come on, one of them's like my stepdad. How am I supposed to pick against him? We'll go with Gardner Minshew. Next question. Will the Steelers make the playoffs? I don't think so. I don't believe in whatever his name is, that new guy, so no. I don't think I even got close. 8 out of 15. They made it so hard. I did 10 last week. Immediately bump it up to 15. They want to see me fail. But I will fight in the face of adversity. And after this break, you'll have Kristen McAllister talking about a tattoo festival in Old Town that happened this weekend. So you don't want to miss it. Stick around.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
What's poppin', Rams? I'm Kristen McAllister, and I'm back tonight to cover the spicy content from this week. So let's get started. The best time to laugh is late at night when you no longer have the self-awareness to stop yourself from absolutely belly laughing. And you can do just that tomorrow night at the first White Stag comedy show at the Whiskey. The doors open at 8:30 at night and the show starts at 9. So come to this free event, grab a drink, and get ready to laugh at the jokes by headliner Anthony Crawford. This event will have you laughing so hard that it'll knock your socks off. Can I get a woohoo for tattoos?
Although tattoos have been around for thousands of years, it is just now becoming a more accepted form of art.
I think tattoos are kind of not always recognized as like mainstream art, so this kind of lets people show it off, make it more mainstream, and show that tattoos are legit as art.
The Tattoo Arts Festival was held last Saturday in Old Town Square, and it gave tattoo artists a chance to display their creations.
One of the things that I noticed that's pretty interesting is in the world of art, tattoo artists are not looking for buyers. The buyers are looking for them.
artists from Colorado and Wyoming gathered together to meet potential buyers, as well as to display and sell their various forms of art and tattoos.
The kind of tattoos that I offer at Cosmetic Inc. are medical and permanent makeup. So on the medical side, I cover areolas, I cover scar camouflage. It doesn't take away from our natural beauty. The point of permanent makeup is to just enhance our natural beauty.
Yeah, we just try to be artists full time. You know, it's mostly tattooing, but anytime we're not tattooing, we're designing t-shirts. We do graphic design for musicians or businesses. We do oil painting, acrylic painting. We just like to stay productive.
This event was made possible by the Downtown Development Authority, who invited the artists to Old Town in order to further the art scene in Fort Collins.
We would like them to recognize Fort Collins as being an artist destination. And I think one little event at a time will help build on that.
After this event, there is only one thing left to do.
Still have get their names more out there. Exactly. Get tattoos. He said it.
This event or similar events will continue to be hosted, so keep your eyes peeled over the next year to see what else you can attend in order to be more involved in our community. And at last I see the light. And you can too on September 21st, this Saturday, at the Water Lantern Festival. This event will be held from 4 to 9:30 at night at Boyd Lake State Park. You will get to write whatever you want on your lantern, then send it off to join the other lanterns as they float above and are reflected in the water. There will be food, activities, and obviously all of the beautiful paper lanterns for you to enjoy. Ages 0 to 7 are free, but the prices for ages above that vary. So for more information, check out their website at www.lanternfestival.com. Do you struggle to get up and go to the gym? Well, be a couch potato no longer. Mosey, or actually I should probably say, run on over to downtown Fort Collins to attend the Fitness Festival. From 8 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon on this upcoming Saturday, you can create a personalized fitness schedule that fits all of your fitness needs. You can participate in everything from a race and yoga to HIIT classes and fitness competitions. There's a kids zone, main stage fitness classes, and so much more. Ticket prices range from $0 to $50 and get them fast because there is a limited supply. Well, Rams, that's all the time we have for tonight, but don't fret, we will be back on Monday, so make sure you tune in to another wonderful sports show. I'm Krista McAllister. Have a great night.